Hi there, and welcome back. So, today I'm going to talk about a book that I read that somebody sent me, that Moonlike sent me. It's called "I Married My Best Friend to Shut My Parents Up" by Kodama Naoko. I'm sure I mispronounced that given name. I'm sure I mispronounced Naoko. Anyway, so as the title says, as the title indicates, it is a fake relationship story. Yeah. Well, the story is about a fake relationship that turns into a real relationship. Pretty standard. Pretty standard trope. Pretty standard type of story there. This particular one is lesbian romance, girls' love, whatever you want to call it. So the story is about two women, Machi and Hannah. Machi is the I, Hannah is the best friend. So Hannah is actually openly gay, and in fact actually asked Machi out in high school. Machi declined at that point. Had a slight freak out about it, but then sort of didn't react in quite the proper manner, but didn't reject her or anything like that. Did turn her down, but they remained friends, which is nice. Machi was the upperclassman, so Hannah consistently just constantly calls her senpai, and yeah, and I mean the book wastes no time getting into the story. Machi complains about her parents trying to set her up with all these guys. Most of them like really successful, so lawyers and doctors and all that. Machi wants nothing to do with any of them. She's fine being single. She's annoyed that her parents just want her to marry someone that they can brag about. And Machi had actually already lied to her parents and told her that she had a boyfriend. Hannah pointed out that her parents would want to meet her boyfriend, and suggested that they do a fake marriage because noting that it would especially piss off Machi's parents, which is accurate. Beyond that, Machi's or Hannah's apartment was being renovated, so she needed a place to live anyway. And moving in with Machi, her best friend, it was pretty reasonable. Her parents do react really badly to the whole thing, but as expected. We do find out that Machi had kind of a shitty parenthood or childhood. Her parents put a lot of pressure on her, tried to make her be perfect, basically. It was something where they really did just want her as someone they could brag about again, rather than caring about her as a daughter, which is kind of a common theme in a fair amount of Asian literature that I've noticed. There's quite a few stories that I've read that seem to sort of have that as a bit of a theme. We also see some institutionalized sexism at Machi's workplace. She overhears one of her supervisors talking to another one about the fact that he's considering her for a pretty big upcoming project. And the other guy, who is older, suggests that there's no point in promoting women because they're eventually going to have quit to have babies. Which, again, that's a pretty common attitude. That's actually a really common attitude in North America as well. That is just a pretty much a common attitude in capitalism, I would think. Really. And it's a big part of why women have trouble advancing. There's just so many men who really still expect women to take care of kids. And also, it's a big reason why paternity leave needs to be normalized a lot more. Paternity leave is a good way for women to continue working after a kid. But that's a different topic, I suppose. But anyway, yeah, so there's some institutionalized sexism that we see there. And Hana's Machi's very clearly very good at her job, but she really only got it so that her parents would sort of back off a little bit. So she doesn't really care about it that much. It's a very good job. She puts in, as much effort as it deserves, but she isn't really passionate about it. Hana, meanwhile, works as an artist, and gets really excited when she actually gets commissioned to do design art for concert pamphlets and merchandise. It gets her really excited, and that actually results in Machi being inspired to be more assertive. She asks her supervisor at work if she can be involved in the big project. Her mother shows up and starts spewing some homophobic crap, calls Hana twisted, and Machi yells at her and tells her to leave. Which is a bit of a turning point. The biggest turning point in the relationship is Hana gets a call from her ex and goes to meet her at a bar and gets really drunk, and the ex says that she's just gonna send Hana home in the morning, but instead Machi goes to pick her up. And that's sort of probably the biggest turning point. That's sort of the biggest indication of the fact that she's developed real feelings for Hana. Meanwhile, there's plenty of hints throughout the book that Hana is very much in love with Machi. And especially Machi's boobs. Machi apparently has like G-cup breasts, according to one of the backstories, one of the backup stories, and yeah, Hana is just totally in love with Machi's breasts, which is a fun running gag throughout it, and yeah, on the whole, it's just like a really cute, fun, romantic story. There is an appropriate amount of drama, but it doesn't drag the story down. And there's also, just the right amount of humor. And yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where there's no real surprises in the story. Yeah, you really do know where things are going, what's happening, what's going on, where things are going to go. So it's definitely kind of on the predictable side, but it's told really well, which is sort of the key. Predictable isn't bad. What matters is how well the story is told, and this one is told, really well. And it's got some solid art. Again, the art is, pretty standard manga art for the most part. Um, Kodama does get a few moments where she has some real fun with the art, but for the most part, it's it's just it's manga, but really well, like really good art. Kodama is definitely very talented. Definitely put a lot of practice into it, a lot of experience into it. And yeah, I mean, she's just a great artist. And yeah, see, she gets to do some. She throws in occasional little chibi bits, not too often, and they're a little bit different from normal chibi stuff. But yeah, I mean, it's just a really top-notch art. Really. Yeah. I mean, she's very good. There is also a backup story about two roommates at an elite athletic school. The narrator of the story, Rika, has an injury that keeps her from competing. She's still able to be at the school as long as she keeps her grades up, so she studies really hard. Her roommate, Mutsumi, is the star athlete in track. She's also a jerk, but Rika really likes her. She gives her massages and defends her when her friends criticize her. And yeah, just really likes Mutsumi. Even though Rika has a boyfriend, she very much fixates on Mutsumi. And, it's a very short story, but still very sweet, very cute, with more top-notch art. And yeah, I mean, it's just fun stuff. And yeah, here's one of the panels that I was trying to find here. That sort of cute art. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely worth checking out if you do like manga and if you do like girl love stories. And yeah, I think that's about all that I have to say about it, really. Um, yeah, I think that about covers it. So, yeah. Next book for me to review is going to be Giant Days, Volume 1, which was also sent to me by Moonlike, so I'll try to get that reviewed as soon as I can, sometime in the next few days. Got a few other books coming as well. I know Yvain ordered me a couple books, and who was the other one? I'm forgetting the other one off the top of my head. But somebody else ordered me a few books as well. So, yeah, I've got like 5 more books coming. So I'm gonna have a lot of reading to do. And some of what's coming is like actual prose books as well. So more reading than just a graphic novel or a manga does. So yeah, gonna have to actually get back into reading, which is pretty exciting for me. I miss reading. And I'm glad to have something that sort of forces me to get back into it. So anyway, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, and have a nice day. Bye.